Hello, it's Burgess Taylor with Journey with Burgess, and it's Monday's coffee chat. So grab you a cuppa or fill your cup and let's get started. Today's coffee chat is about attitude, gratitude, and creativity. Last year, right before Christmas, I got sick. Popped up in my Facebook feed, and ironically enough, I was sick again that same time. It popped up from that same day the year before, and I'm like, oh, dang it. This year, though, different. The difference between last year and this year has to do with my attitude. Being sick at the holidays, I was sick with one kind of flu, got better, and then got sick again. But I don't think the second time wasn't the flu, it was a sinus this kind of thing. And my sinuses still aren't quite right. So if you hear me with a little nasally thing going on, you know what it is. Mr. Rockstar has been sick as well. And on New Year's Eve, he had to work a double. He didn't get home until 5 minutes till midnight. Just enough time for us to pour a glass of wine or half a glass of wine because can't really drink much with Crohn's disease. And I was really tired and had taken cold medicine. So all we did was cheer, take a couple of sips, and then that was it. We were able to watch the ball drop, kiss each other into the new year, and that was it. I could have had a negative attitude. I could have been like grumpy because I spent the bulk of New Year's by myself because Christmas Eve night and Christmas night, he was working the night shift. But instead of having a negative attitude, I thought about it in a positive way. Christmas night, I spent the night with my mom and my son. My mom's first Christmas without my dad. I didn't want her to be alone. So Mr. Rockstar having to work was actually a blessing in disguise in a way, depending on how you look at it. I chose to look at it positively. It gave me a chance to spend Christmas night with my mom and my son. Well, being sick this past year, over the holiday, over Christmas and then New Year's, because like I said, I'm finally getting better. Um, like I said, the difference is the attitude. But this year, well, the end of last year and the beginning of this year, instead of trying to do it all, instead of trying to do everything on my to-do list, instead of pressuring myself because I couldn't, instead of pressuring myself to do all these things, instead of feeling guilty because I couldn't do all of the things, I took time for me to get better, to heal. I took a little bit of time for me. Self-care, y'all. Self-care. I did feel a tiny bit guilty about not meeting my deadlines, about not having things up on Patreon the way that I needed to. I felt a little bit guilty about not having the videos on YouTube like I wanted to. I think I did Monday's copy chat. I didn't do much else during the week. I did finally get something up on the weekend during that week that I took some time for me. But self-care, being mindful about taking care of myself, has actually helped me. It's helped me with my attitude. Being grateful has helped me with my attitude and my creativity as well. This past Sunday, yesterday, is a good example of that. Yesterday, I took an artist date. I combined it with a coffee date with Mr. Rockstar, and we went to Starbucks and I did some urban sketching, and we had coffee and we chatted, and he filmed me doing my urban sketch. The video is going to go up on Patreon this week. I will put a small portion of it together and time lapse it, add some music to it. Probably for Friday's journal jam. But having that time together, we actually spent the whole day together on Sunday. On Sunday, we went to breakfast together. We went to the urban sketch date, the urban coffee date. We went grocery shopping. We hauled our trash to the recycling center because we've been cleaning out closets. The only closet, I know, Persephone, I know, the only closet I have not done is the closet in here. I know it's procrastination. This is going to be the hardest closet to do. And I've waited. Instead of eating the frog, I've just been watching the frog. Ribbit, ribbit. My word for this year is brave. To be brave. But I also have words for each month from an oracle spread that I did. And then a friend of mine gave me a tarot reading for the year, which was a wonderful gift, and I'm so appreciative. I have read it. I need to print it out and put it in my journal um, and write about it. I'll be doing that in my spiritual journal. The spiritual journal, actually, all the stuff for that goes on Patreon. Um, but the word for January from the oracle cards is innocence. There's something up with my webcam. I just ran a virus scan and did some maintenance on my computer. It feels like, in a way, January's tarot card, innocence. January's oracle card, innocence, is the universe telling me to embrace my inner child. If you remember last year, I think it was last year, or yeah, I think, I did a embrace your inner child, embrace your 5-year-old is what I think I did. And that's, in a way, reminding me that that's what I need to be doing again. I need to embrace my 5-year-old self, to remember to embrace the exuberance, the imagination, the energy, and the freedom from judgment that comes with childhood. That passion and imagination and excitement. I need to be mindful of those things, mindful of the innocence of my inner child, mindful of my attitude, to stay in a mindset of gratitude, which all of that has actually helped me and will continue to help me and my creativity. Spending yesterday with Mr. Rockstar was all about our relationship, but it was also all about ourselves as individuals. Mr. Rockstar enjoyed spending that time watching me be creative. Like when he was in the band and when he was doing solo acoustic shows, I enjoyed going to watch him do his thing. As he would say, that's my jam and this is your jam, and it's good that we can share that with each other. Sometimes it's not always easy when you're a creative person. Oftentimes you feel like the other person is spending a lot of time doing what it is that they're doing creatively, and I'm in this room a lot. And am trying really hard to be much more mindful of how I spend my time when he is home. To take time to be in the moment. To take time away from what I'm doing, from all of the things that I do that take me away from home, that take not necessarily literally, sometimes it's figuratively, because I can be in this house, in this room, and be present with what I'm doing, but not present with what's going on in my home. So I need to be more mindful of those things. And the innocence of a child is reminding me to be present and in the moment, to have a positive attitude, to think about things in the glass half full or refillable way. There's a lot that has happened since October, well, since July, a lot that has happened. And in many ways, I could be negative. I could be grumpy. I could be depressed. I could be a lot of things. And those things do come and go periodically. I do some days have depression. I do some days suffer from grumpiness because of that depression. Some days I suffer from sadness because of that depression. Some days my anxiety rears its ugly head. But yesterday, instead of being super anxious, I felt more comfortable with Mr. Rockstar there, like I did with my daughter when I went on the Urban Sketch Artist Date. I was much more comfortable having somebody else there. He had the camera, not me. He was filming me. Yes, people did stare a little, but because we were there as a couple and because I was doing stuff and he was filming, it wasn't, I just kept looking at his face and he kept talking to me when I did get a little bit anxious. A lady came and sat in the table in between the two women I was drawing and watercoloring. At first, I almost got a bit grumpy. I almost got a bit grumpy because then I couldn't see them anymore. And then I was like, you know what? Take a deep breath, work on something that you already know. And so that's what I did. I worked on. I had trouble with the shoulder, the angle of the way the woman was sat. I had trouble with the noses because it was a side profile. I realized I really need to practice more. I didn't take any art books. I have the 5-minute Sketching People urban sketchbook, and I could have taken that with me to help me figure out how to draw the side profile a little better, but I wasn't really worried about it. I just had fun with it, and even though it didn't turn out perfect and her shoulder looks wonky, the one lady's and the other lady's nose looks wonky, it's okay. It's okay. As I do this, I'll get better and better. I have the picture that I took of the two ladies, and technically I could redo it because I could use the picture as a reference, but I doubt very seriously if I will. The next time I go, I will be better, and then the next time I go, I will be better. So it's really all about your attitude. It's all about how you look at things. I choose to look at things in a positive way. I choose to be creative and to be mindful of my time spent being creative, to be mindful of taking care of myself. Because if I don't take care of myself, I can't give, because there isn't anything left to give if I don't take care of me. I can't inspire and motivate anybody if I'm not inspired and motivated. If I don't have anything left to give because I've doled it all out, or I'm too stressed out to do it. So I think this year is going to be a much better year for me because a lot of it has to do with my attitude, and I have an attitude of gratitude. I am very thankful for all the people that are in my life. I'm very thankful for all the things that I have. I'm very thankful for all the love and the compassion and the generosity and the kindness I've been shown. I'm very grateful for all the time that I have with my dad. I'm very thankful for the fact that I had two fathers. Having lost two fathers now, my daddy when I was young, and then my dad, my stepdad, I don't really think of him as a stepdad at all. I never think of him that way. Very, very thankful that my mom is doing better and better every day. She's getting better and better. She's been sick over the holiday. So yes, I have definitely an attitude of gratitude, and that is really affecting my creativity. I realized this morning when I was looking at a few things that I have that I want to add to a journal page that I am missing something. So Wednesday's Wacky Wednesday, which is a journal thing, might be a bit about that. Changing things around has been one of the best things I could have done. But I'm missing something, and I haven't quite figured out what I need to do. So, like I said, Wednesdays, Wacky Wednesday journal kind of video will either be the I think we'll do that video, the what I'm missing thing. A video coming up soon is going to be about my fountain pens. These are just a few. I need to actually record and write down what ink is in what fountain pen because I don't remember, to be honest. I changed things up a bit and I don't remember. I know that this one has platinum carbon ink in it. And I know that this one has Newler's Proctor's Ledge in it, I believe, or the brown. Actually, this is Newler's Polar Brown in it. This has Newler's Heart of Darkness in it, and this might have the Newler's Proctor's Ledge. Yeah, I think. So, fountain pen video probably next week. Next week's Wednesday's video will be a Writer Wednesday video. So Friday's video, the Journal Jam video will most likely be a fountain pen and video. I thank you for watching I really love doing the coffee chats. Sometimes I feel like when I look at the webcam, or when I look at when I'm looking at the monitor, the webcam sits right on top of the monitor. When I am looking at that, I imagine myself having a cup of coffee with one of you or a few of you. Sometimes it depends on the day and the topic, but I imagine someone's face that I'm friends with and I talk. I still get a bit nervous, but I'm working on that, and it's actually gotten a lot easier to do these. When you see me shaking in a video, it's because my anxiety has reared its ugly head. I have been getting better and better about a lot of that, but there are still times when I feel anxious. And this year, in order to be brave, I thought about a lot of different things. This year, whenever I thought about my word for the year, I thought about a lot of different things. And the word that kept coming up for me was this: to be brave, to conquer some of my fears, some of my self-doubts, to step up, to stand up straight and be proud of who and what I am, to be proud of what I'm doing, to embrace all of me, flaws and all, and to work on some of those flaws. Some of those flaws are quirks, and that's okay. I'm okay with being different. I'm okay with that. So, as you can see, I finally have the Be Brave charm. Let's see if it'll stop moving. There we go. And I think I finally figured out what might or might not be missing, and we're going to get to that. I'm excited about where my journaling is taking me. I'm excited about what I'm doing. I'm extremely happy to be sketching and to having a bit of fun with my sketchbooks. So this is the sketch that I did when Mr. Rockstar and I went to Starbucks. And as you can see, shoulder's kind of wonky. Yeah. And her nose and cheek is kind of wonky. That's okay. Like I said, as I do these, I'll get better and better. Not really worried about it. I'm having fun, and that's what's important. I hope to see y'all again soon. May your burdens be light and your coffee be strong. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye.